What's up, guys? Drew at Profit Monsters, and I am bringing you guys a crazy one store 50-piece t-shirt haul. This was crazy. I went thrifting with my boy Matt Easy, and you guys can go give him a follow on Instagram if you want. We picked up a bunch of vintage concert t-shirts and a couple other random things in there to bring down the buy cost a little bit. And this was a little honey hole store that I found, and I go to it about once a month when they restock. And it's not a thrift store, but it's something else. I'm not going to give it away because I don't want people to know my secret spot. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys these shirts. We spent $14 a shirt, which I believe averaged out to, or the total was like $760 for all 50 shirts. So we paid $14 a shirt, and some of them are really good. I can't wait to show you guys, so let's get in. The first one at the top, this is actually going to Matt Easy because he is a diehard Hulk fan. But this is a huge all-over print Hulk shirt right here with the red and the green face. You don't see the red Hulk a lot. And this is on a Marvel Mad Engine tag, which is not super old, but this shirt right now in the vintage community is probably still easily 50, 60 bucks. So Matt wanted to keep that one, and that one's pretty dope. I'm going to show you guys some of the more basic tees first, and then we'll get to the juicy stuff. So next up is this Dragon Ball Z shirt right here. It is a Vegeta shirt, and it's got a little back hit on the back. It's a screen printed tag. This is how you know this one's not vintage. But I threw it in because DBZ is still popping right now. And I think it's still probably like a $25 shirt. And it helped bring the average buy cost down a little bit. And so you had to throw a couple of those in for the bigger heavy hitters towards the end. This is a, I guess you could call it vintage, which is like when it first came out, the original Guitar Hero. It's a like iRock. It says iRock on the back. I don't know. I might keep this because I love selling Guitar Hero stuff as a joke. But it's on a Hanes heavyweight tag, which is, I believe, early 2000s. And not single stitch, but just a cool little Guitar Hero shirt. Definitely thought that was cool. And the last, I think this is the last of the screen printed shirts. This is a like a Freddy vs. Jason, I think. It's Friday the 13th. Not printed, or not a paper tag, a little Nightmare on Elm Street, whatever. I don't know horror stuff, but this is like shout out Katie Reed's kind of stuff. But anyway, this is a cool shirt, and horror tees are hitting really hard right now again in the vintage community. So someone might want that just collects horror shirts to have one that they can actually wear. I don't know. So, all right, moving on to some stuff that is a little bit better. On this all sport tag, this is a really good vintage tag. This is a vintage, well, I'm calling these vintage because they're like early 2000s, but Keith Urban Be Here tour, and this is got a front and back hit right here with all the tour dates. This one got a little stain on it, needs to be OxyCleaned, but still, band t-shirts and concert shirts sell really well. Next up is this Nickelback shirt, 2007 tour. This is kind of like that like big face concert tee style. I think these are really cool to those people who do like Nickelback. It's a size medium on a Gildan heavy cotton tag. So again, this is obviously 2007, but band t-shirts are always hitting really well. I sell a lot of them on Depop and Poshmark, so pretty excited about those. Next, this is a George Jones. I believe this is a comedian actually, and it's 2009. But for somebody who likes George Jones, I actually didn't look this one up when I was picking. I just threw it in there, and I forgot to kind of go through every single shirt. But this one still does have value, just not on the higher end. Next up is we did get some sports pieces, and this is one of them, a Jacksonville Jaguars tie-dye shirt, front and back hit. Really cool. This one is a Majestic size large. Not super vintage or anything like that, but I've sold these tie-dye style shirts for different bands, or not bands, football teams for like 40 to 50 bucks. Next is a cut tag. This is the Beatles Green Apple tag, which I believe these were in 2005 or 2003. It is a Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band shirt, and it's kind of like that all-over print on the front, nothing on the back, but just anybody that's a Beatles fan, this should sell for probably about 25, 30 bucks. Next up is a shirt that I feel like I took a risk on because it's got a cut tag, but it is a Tupac shirt. Some of these sell for a lot of money, but I don't think this is one of them. But I feel like this is still to the right buyer on Depop or Grailed. maybe a $60 shirt or more. So we'll see. It is a cut tag, but we will see how that sells. There was a number 71 on the back, so I'm not really sure what that means specifically, unless that was the day he was born, which I believe that was actually. 1971 was when he was born, so it's probably what that is. Next up, we got this really cool Rat's Hole like motorcycle style shirt, and these Rat's Hole ones sell really well. If you have ever seen this graphic, if you haven't, be on the lookout for it. They can do really well, and it's got a huge graphic on the back, and I think it's dated 2003. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm missing that, but anyway, cool graphic, should sell pretty quickly. Next up, we got a Chris Brown Fan Appreciation Tour. I call this a rap tee because it's Chris Brown. He's like a hip-hop artist. Small size, size small. This is for the Fan Appreciation Tour, but front and back. With all this drama going on with Chris Brown, I don't know if it's worth anything. It might be one of those things that I hold on to, and maybe it'll pick up value in a couple years, or I'll just throw it up and try to get some money back out of it. Next up, we got a Miley Cyrus 2009 World Tour shirt, and or One World shirt, I think. One World, Wonder World. I don't know. It's a 2009 tour. I feel like with Miley Cyrus, everything that she's gone through too, and how much she's changed, since this is an original like concert tour from her, like when she really started first touring on an Anvil Blue Bar tag, I feel like this could be worth some money to the right buyer. All right, now we got a Toby Keith Honky Tonk rap tee style shirt. This one's pretty cool for anybody who likes country. This is dated 2005 on the bottom on the Delta Pro Weight tag. Front and back hit with the big tour on the back with all the dates and cities. Pretty cool shirt right there. Next up, this is a throwback for me. 2005 Noise to the World Simple Plan shirt. This one doesn't have a lot of value. They're selling on eBay for like 25 bucks, but I just thought it was really cool, and Simple Plan is a great band, and so to have a couple of these that I know will sell because they're still good bands, I was willing to throw those into the bundle for some of the heavier hitters that we got to lower the buy cost. This is a Keith Urban shirt. Again, same concert, same tour as earlier, just a bigger size, and this one will need to be OxyCleaned as well. All right, moving on to a couple of other sports pieces. We got this vintage champion Shaquille O'Neal jersey, and you can tell by this little tag right here, champion, and size 44, which I believe is a large, really good size, good condition. This should sell for quite a bit of money. Now, Matt was more into the sports stuff than me, but we did get a couple of things. This is a Baltimore Ravens Bolden jersey. I don't know if this is Anquan Bolden or someone else Bolden, but this is a Reebok on-field tag. When we looked this up, Matt said this one had really good comps, like I think in the 70s or 80s. We got a Bulls Wallace jersey, pretty faded on an Adidas tag. Nothing crazy here, but Bulls stuff always tends to sell pretty quickly because the Chicago Bulls are awesome. This is a New York Mets new with tag MLB genuine merchandise jersey. Nothing crazy here, but just a nice little stitched jersey. Should sell for probably 30, 40 bucks. Got another Ravens jersey. This is Reed. Matt was looking this one up too, and although it was a little dirty on the numbers, it'll clean off. This one had a pretty high value too. This is on a Reebok NFL, but overall in good shape. We got a Miami Dolphins jersey. This is, I should know these players because we looked them up, but Brown is on the back. I think this one was about a $50, $60 jersey when we looked it up, and it's stitched, which is really nice. That one was super clean. Doesn't really need any work. This is really cool. I think this is like a $70 to $80 piece. It is a vintage Tommy Hilfiger baseball jersey. And as you can see, like the guy had stickers on everything in his store. He was priced this one at 30 bucks, and some of the other ones he was priced really insane. So not too bad though. Tommy Hilfiger, a couple of Instagram groups that I'm a part of said that that was a banger. So Tommy's not dead. I don't care what anybody says. Tommy Hilfiger's awesome. We got a Chicago Blackhawks CCM Canada jersey right here. Made in Canada, I should say. But good jersey, stitched, real nice. It has the, This is something that you want to look for on has the player strap on it. This is something that you want to look for to make sure that this is on here to help authenticate its realness. So nice jersey pickup right there. All right, next up is this all over print shirt. I actually don't remember what this was, but I think it's a comedian group or something. I Google lensed it and I only found one, and they were selling for I think $50 or something like that. It's on the Fruit of the Loom heavy tag, so it's a little bit older, but all over print, front and back graphic. If you know who this is, let me know in the comment section. But it's this guy, and then it's like his sidekick or something like that, but I can't remember what they're called. This is a 1993, is it Barry Manilow? Yeah, this one's a Barry Manilow 1993 tour shirt. Hits Tour, sponsored by United Airlines, but really cool vintage tee, 1993. Nothing crazy, but for a Barry Manilow fan, that one will do good. This shirt I have to do a lot of research on. This is a Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 shirt. It does not have the tag. It's been cut out. You can see up top that it's been cut out. But these movie shirts are like going crazy right now. Some like authentic Kill Bill shirts are easily selling for over $100, some in the upwards of $200. So if this one's real, which since it doesn't have like a date on it or anything, I'm not sure if it's like a reprint or if it's true vintage. So I got to do some more research, but definitely one that has a lot of potential. Next is this Chucky shirt. I'm not really a big fan of the horror stuff, but there's one listed on eBay that's the same style shirt, but the graphic is a teeny bit different, and it's listed for $1,000, which is why I grabbed this. Although I don't think this is a $1,000 shirt. I think it's still like $100 to $120 shirt, but it's a Chucky 2 Child's Play promo tee, so should do really good, except that it doesn't have the tag, and a lot of collectors of vintage t-shirts like to have that to help authenticate the difference between a real versus a reprint. So I got to do a lot of research on it, but for the $14 gamble, it was worth it to me. All right, next up, we got a vintage Tracy Bird country tee, front and back, Love Lessons. This one's not worth a whole lot, but it is vintage, single stitch. If you don't know what that is, on the sleeve right here, you can see that there's only one stitching, and that's one way to identify, in the most cases, vintage t-shirts, but a lot of new companies like Aeropostale, Hollister, even Polo, Ralph Lauren, some of their t-shirts are single stitch now, so you have to know the difference of a true vintage shirt. But Rally Roots has a great video on identifying those if you want to check that out. But it's on a Fruit of the Loom heavy, or not a Fruit of the Loom, but the good Fruit of the Loom tag that's vintage. This Love Lessons shirt, I don't know what the date is on it. It's so faded, I cannot read the date. This is one of my favorite shirts in the bunch. I'll show you the front first if you didn't just see that. It is a vintage Brooks and Dunn shirt, and some Brooks and Dunn shirts are worth a lot of money. This one's another made in the USA on the Fruit of the Loom tag. It is long sleeve, but check out that back graphic, baby. That is crazy. I love these Brooks and Dunn shirts. This is really cool. And then it's got the little, what's it called? The skull head right here on the sleeve going all the way down. Bright blue colors. And just really cool. This should sell for probably over or close to $100. Next up, this one's pretty cool. It's like that wrap tee style Melissa Etheridge vintage shirt. And this one is dated on the bottom, I believe, as well. It's so hard to read, though, because it's old. But this is a very old Hanes cotton tag. It's early 90s. And then there is a back as well for the tour. This one, I don't know if the date's on the back, but it is really cool. The colors are great, and it is single stitch, which is nice. So true vintage t-shirt right there, really cool. I don't know much about Melissa Etheridge, but I know that it's a cool shirt. All right, we got a Cher 2002 shirt. This is the Living Proof tour, and this one had decent comps, but nothing crazy. I think like somewhere between 30 and 40 bucks. But when I saw it, this is really what attracted me to it. Was before I pulled it out, I saw this giant tag, and a lot of times these giant tags is what people want for vintage t-shirts, like metal bands and wrap tees even, and certain things like that. And so with the big graphic on the back with Cher, I saw the giant tag, and so I had to have it just because of that. We got another vintage Cher shirt. This is the Farewell Tour. This one's actually a little bit more expensive because it's older, or it might be 2002 as well. I don't know. Anyway, I was doing some research. This one's on an Optima cotton heavy tag, and then it's got a little graphic on the back. But if you look at the cracking in the graphic of the shirt right here, it's pretty faded, which is nice. A lot of people who wear vintage shirts like that look, and so this one is pretty cool. I think it should sell around $30 to $50, somewhere in there. Another shirt that I'll have to OxyClean, but really cool on the All Sport tag. Again, just a great tag to look out for band shirts, is a 2005 Dave Matthews Band shirt with the little front hit, and then you got the whole tour date, 2005, on the back. Really cool with all the band members there on the bottom. Dave Matthews Band, it's not a super rare shirt or anything, but people who like that kind of music, they sell pretty well. And then we got another Dave Matthews Band shirt right here with just the box logo in the front on another All Sport tag. And this one's a good size, XL, and then it's a 2002 Dave Matthews Band. So, I mean, we're talking about a shirt that's basically 20 years old right there, and it's 2002. It's kind of crazy to think about. All right, next up, we got the tie-dye New York Giants shirt. This one was really cool, kind of like the Jacksonville Jaguars shirt that I showed earlier. It's a cut tag, but I believe this was a majestic tag, if I'm not mistaken. Front and back hit, really nice though, different graphic with the football helmet. Should sell pretty well and pretty quickly. This is one of my favorite shirts from the bunch. This is a vintage Chicago Bulls championship team shirt for when they were in this is the NBA Finals 1997. But on a starter made in the USA tag right there, size large, probably almost XL measurements though. Super clean. You got Michael Jordan, Steve Kerr, Scottie Pippen. You got all the good players in here. So Dennis Rodman up here. This shirt should sell really well, really fast for easily maybe $60 or more. Got a vintage Led Zeppelin shirt. This is not super vintage. I think it's early 2000s, but this is a Stairway to Heaven graphic, and this should sell pretty quickly on Depop or Poshmark, one of those platforms. But just a nice clean shirt, should sell pretty quickly. This one was vintage, but it was kind of a risk because I didn't look it up. We were going through so many shirts at this place that I grabbed a few that I was just like, hey, it's going to be a chance. But it's on a vintage Tennessee River tag. And this is a Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein shirt. And so I don't know if this was like a skit that they did or if it was a series or what. But Abbott and Costello, I know, has a following. And there is a date on the bottom here, 2005. So not as old as I thought it was, but definitely still a cool graphic print for sure. Next up, we got a front-only vintage Tim McGraw Indian Outlaw shirt. This is 1994. Nothing on the back, but it is single stitch all the way around on a Fruit of the Loom Best tag. Really nice tag, clean shirt, good condition, nice colors. Should sell pretty well to a country music fan. This thing is paper thin. Hank Williams Jr. 1993 tour. Really cool shirt with the front and back hit. This is probably going to sell to a female just because it's a little bit of a smaller shirt, but it is on a super old Screen Stars tag. I'm going to see if I can get this into the camera right here. Screen Stars tag, size large, but it's shrunken quite a bit, so it might fit like a men's medium, but really nice shirt, thin and lightweight. And then we got a Huey Lewis and the News shirt, front and back hit, size XL, true vintage right here. Again, really cool shirt on the Hanes cotton, single stitch all the way around. Really nice. This Huey Lewis shirt is actually dated 1986 down here on the bottom. So this is probably the oldest shirt in the bunch that we got. All right, this next shirt, we got two of these. This is a Hank Williams Jr. Lone Wolf tour from 1990, I believe, or 1989. Yeah, 1989 on a super old tag, Screen Stars, front and back hit, single stitch. Really nice for anybody, you know, who likes country music, Hank Williams Jr. This was another rap tee style shirt that we took a gamble on. I think that they actually had it priced pretty accurately. They wanted $40 for it, and this is called Fat Doc. But it's kind of just one of those like rap tee style graphic shirts. You got, you know, all the rappers on there. I don't know much of them, but you got quite a few on here. And I think this is probably valued at about 40 to 50 bucks, maybe a little more, but we'll list it high and let it fly. Here's the other Hank Williams Jr. shirt, same shirt. We just got a double up on it. He was asking $90 for each of these shirts. When you look up the comps, it's pretty accurate on eBay. So considering we got shirts like that for $14, it definitely makes the lower tier tees worth it to pick up something like that. Here's another one that I wasn't sure about, but I decided to pick it up because he's really popular. You got Drake Club Paradise Tour, and this was from 2012 with Kendrick Lamar and A$AP Rocky. And so considering Drake's doing pretty big things and he's pretty popular, good size, nice front and back shirt, I feel like this is going to be one of those tees that goes up in value and could do pretty well, possibly over $100, because 2012 is probably pretty close to when Drake started popping off. I don't know the exact date, but it's been a while since that tour. So I mean, you're talking 20 years, or not 20 years, 10 years. So not too bad. And then finally, the last shirt of the day, which is the best tee that we got, this vintage, new with tags, 1998 Backstreet Boys Tour wrap tee, baby. This thing is crazy. Front and back hit. You got all the signatures. It's not actually autographed, but it's part of the shirt. Backstreet Boys Tour 1998 on a Toltex tag with a Winterland hang tag. True vintage 1998 shirt right here. The most recent sold of this shirt sold at auction in used condition for $202. So I think this is an easily sellable at $250, and that is going to be probably the best shirt. And then we got two hats. They were kind of thrown into the deal last minute. We got a leather San Francisco 49ers shirt, or hat, I'm sorry. This is not worth a ton of money. They're selling for about 25, 30 bucks, but I threw in a couple hats to try to sweeten the deal up. And this is the one that I think, other than the Backstreet Boys, is our next best pick. Is a vintage 1985 Slayer, dead stock, never worn, metal band, general admission hat from 1985 in New York. This thing's really cool. I've already had people message me on Instagram and make me offers on it. And I couldn't find anything like it on eBay, but a Slayer hat, the most expensive one I could find, sold for $100. So I feel like this is probably worth a lot of money considering it's 1985. So I'm going to list it for probably like 200 bucks and see if I get any offers. But yeah, really, really cool hat. Really cool store, really cool finds. Let me know in the comment section what you thought the coolest item that we got at that store was. Again, we got all 50 of these items at one store. So pretty sweet to be able to walk into one shop and find a lot of stuff that's definitely worth reselling. All right, guys, before the video's over, I just wanted to say, if you are interested in anything that you saw in this video and you are wanting to buy it, you can send me a DM on my Instagram at Drew_thrifts and flips. I'll put it right here, and I'll be more than happy to make a fair deal with you for that. Thanks again for watching. I love you guys so much. See ya!